we going live? Are we going live? I think Marla. There we go. We are live on Facebook. Eventually, I'll upload this to YouTube as well. Hello, everyone. It is Reid Mihalko from ReidAboutSex.com, and I have the lovely, amazing pleasure this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world, to hang out with Marla Renee Stewart, one of the co-founders of Sex Down South. And as we were coming up with what's the title for today's talk, you said energy orgies, you said live sex shows, you said the Big Bang POW, and I said, stop right there. We have our title. If Facebook doesn't take this down, Marla, I kind of know a little bit because I'll be at Sex Down South presenting virtually, but like, tell me more, because you started to tell me and I was like, stop. We're saving this for the video. So first, who are you for the people who haven't met you yet? And then let's get into the title.
Yeah, so I'm Marla. I am the owner of Velvet Lips, which is a sexuality education company, as well as one of the co-founders for Sex Down South, alongside with Tia Marie. And we've been running Sex Down South. We're going into our 6th year this year. And I'm super, super happy and proud and just like, yeah, super excited about the conference this year. We were super sad about it having to be virtual. And at the same time, now that we made that decision, we were like, okay, we're doing this virtually. Let's make it happen. And now we are actually excited about doing something new and different, which we always try to implement something new and different to Sex Down South each year. So this is just like another one of those ways that we, are implementing, something different. And I hope this leads to more accessibility for folks. And we really want to try to create a little bit of a hybrid conference for January as well. So this is, something we'd like to really implement and keep at. But yeah, so there's a lot of things.
So before we get into energy orgies, the initial seed of the idea for Sex Down South, like as an in-person conference, like what was the germ of why go to all that work and trouble to create something like that?
I believe we really wanted this, we really wanted to do something together. Honestly, we had been doing workshops together and having fun together, and we had thrown parties together. And so we were like, let's do something else together. And I was just like, I want to do a sex conference. And then like, Tia's like, Sex Down South. And we were like, yes, this is it. And so it was really born out of going to other sex conferences, her as a sex enthusiast, right? Like wanting to learn more about sex, and me as sort of a, sexologist, researcher, educator, perspective, and really coming together and being like, okay, if we're going to these sex conferences and we don't see enough like Black and brown people, we don't see enough disabled people, sex workers, we don't see enough of queer, trans folks. And so it was really important for us to prioritize those people. So at Sex Down South, we set the tone. Like we invite everyone. It's a very, very loving energy space. But we really want to make sure that people understand that we center, those, or uplift the voices of BIPOC folks, queer, trans, non-binary folks, sex workers, disabled folks. We really try our best to ensure that everybody has accessibility to like all this wonderful, amazing sexuality information.
Yeah. And also, just thank you for all of that, because for me personally, like as a white guy, I had been trying to understand what centering meant, and going to the conference, that was my big aha moment, because like you can understand what the concept is, but until you experience it, like that was a big click for me, as I was like, oh, because when in my experience, for me, like always being centered, like you don't know what that means because you're always in the center of it. And so like I'm also like, I'm excited because it's virtual to like just tell everybody, like now you don't have an excuse. Now you can go. Like as long as you have the Wi-Fi, but like come and experience this, because it will give you an aha moment that you might not be able to get anywhere else as a white person. But also like just the amount of nerd geek like brain sex that's going on at the conference, like the things that get shared, the workshops that get taught, like there's such a smorgasbord of amazing opportunities and facilitators. And so like for a lot of my fans and followers, it's like, come check this out. Like if you feel called to it, come to it, because like you might run into the next person, the next teacher that helps you like have a seriously huge shift in your learning. And it's just fun, which brings us to the evening entertainment, because it's not just all work.
It isn't all work. Well, you know, it's like the work hard, play harder kind of thing. And so it's work during the day in the sense of you get to learn more. And I'm always appreciative because it's like, I'm always learning more. I'm always like attending the workshops to see like what people are doing and, you know, how people are doing it and what's next in the world. And so, but the nighttime events, that is when you sort of let loose, right? You get to do all the things that you want to do. And so, you know, we've had to split it up platform wise, right? So like on the daytime, we have like the hop-in platform. And then at nighttime, we're on the Kink virtual platform. And that is where we'll get to the energy orgy and the live sex show and the Big Bang POW. So yes, super exciting.
So that's actually helpful too, because I was wondering how you were getting away with like doing these things during the day and then the energy orgies. So you've got two different platforms. That now I'm like, okay, this is how things can get like, you know, like nighttime after dark. So who do like, can you tell us like more about the energy orgy? Like, because I have a lot of tantra, energetic sex nerds and fans. So like, this is really exciting.
Yeah. So I have a friend who's also a sexologist, and she does a lot of things around, or her work is, I guess, around like energy orgasms. And so she is able to get people to orgasm just off of her energy and their energy alone. And it's so fascinating and so amazing. I actually referred her over, and she got into Khloe Kardashian's magazine around these energy orgasms. So super proud of her. But her name is Nikki Morgan. And she's in the Northeast, and she's going to be leading the energy orgasm party. So yes, energy orgy. So I'm super excited about it. And the thing is, you know, the nighttime activities I really like, because you don't have to, like, some people are like, energy orgasm, no thanks. Maybe we have like a variety of things. So like, you know, you're going to be, and I'm going to be a part of like the game room, right? So there's a game room. We have like what we're calling the Eros room, which is like spoken word, poetry, sex stories, people who are really, you know, like into all of those things. And then we have a sex room, of course. So we're going to have some strippers and some dancers and the sex hopefully happening in those rooms. And then we have just like a lounge. If people just want to come and hang out or chat or whatever in the lounge, you can do that too. So, but yeah, so you'll be doing the Iron Slut, was it Showcase Showdown?
The Sex Educator Showdown.
Yes.
And so I'm juggling. I'm watching the Facebook Live on Facebook, and I just tagged Nikki, being like, "If your ears are tingling, we're talking about you." So I'm doing Iron Slut Sex Educator Showdown with Ignacio Rivera, of which I'm super excited about, and the quick X-Men origin story of Iron Slut was, I wanted to create. This is going back more than 10 years ago. I wanted to create a workshop where I could just invite people that I loved and appreciated their brilliance, and be like, hey, let's teach a workshop together. And this is the easiest workshop you'll ever have to teach. Like this is a no-brainer. It's kind of like the Actors Studio meets Iron Chef for people old enough to remember Iron Chef, because now that's a while ago. But it's like, we're just going to sit down in front of an audience and talk about like the kinds of sex that we like to have. And then as we talk about it and why that's important to you, then it's like, would you like to show us? And so it's live demonstrations. And then we can do PG-13, we can do rated R, we can do explicit. It really depends on what feels comfortable and where the audience is at. And it worked out great. It wasn't really competitive like Iron Slut, like,
Right.
but the Sex Educator Showdown got people interested, and we would have this fun competition of like, well, that move inspires this move for me, and teach, then show. And that was so fun. And I need to thank you, because you asking for that workshop had me be like, oh crap, like we can do this virtually. Like, why am I not doing the showdown with all my friends and all the colleagues that I respect? Because it's, we have to adjust it,
Right.
but like we can do live demos if we have a demo partner. And so I'm also blessed that Ignacio was like, yeah, like this is gonna be fun, because I love Ignacio to death, and the chemistry and just their brain is so wonderful with how they, how they're great at sex.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
let's watch.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting, and I just want to say thank you, because it's always a privilege.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for being a part of it. I am a sucker for games. I love games. I love like competition. And so I'm always like about some sort of strategy game or this game or that game. So I was like, okay, Nay's going to do a couple of games, and then I'm going to do porn charades. So, like
Can you give us a little teaser of what's porn charades?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to everything.
Yeah. So porn charades. So my friends were super sweet, and they made this porn charades game for me. Harmony and Elena, and so they're basically it's charades, but with porn titles. So for instance, you, instead of Forrest Gump, right, you would have to act out Forrest Hump, right? Or
okay. So charades with porn titles. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And they're actually, actual porn titles, but yeah. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we've got the live sex show. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Setting Jasmine and King Noir are doing a live sex show for us.
Yay.
Yes. So that will be happening on Friday night. So I'm super, super excited about that, because it's funny because I was like, Jasmine, King, like, I miss y'all. What do you want to do for Sex Down South? Please tell me. And then Jasmine texted me back, and she's like, live sex show. That's all I got. That's all I got. I was like, yes.
Well, if you're going to be a one-trick pony, that's a good trick to have as a pony. I mean, come on, let's do. That's going to be so good. And then we've got the Big Bang POW.
Yes. So the Big Bang POW. So what we're doing, which we're hosting, so the Big Bang POW is Saturday. So normally this is like our closing party. So, normally in person, we would have like a variety of performances, and then, raffles, giveaways, all that stuff. That's still going to be happening, but we're actually renting out a space in Atlanta, and we have a DJ, and we have, we'll have dancers, and we have performances, so people who are going to be performing virtually as well. And then, so we have the performances, we'll have the DJ, we'll have a dance party. And then the POW piece is what Tia came up with, is the dungeon demos. So we'll have actual live dungeon demos. So me going around and like we have our equipment, you know, socially distancing our equipment as well as the people playing. And so we'll be, you know, going around doing it, you know, checking people out as they're playing on the dungeon equipment. So
nice.
sort of like a combined dungeon party, dance party thing.
Great. Aww.
Yeah, I forgot to say too, at the nighttime events, we will have some an educational piece there too. So if people are like, I can't get enough of the education, we do have a sex ed room. So there's going to be some, I think maybe like 6 classes, 3 on Thursday and 3 on Friday that are happening as well. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because it's not like the sun goes down and then everyone just gets their freak on. It's like the education never stops.
Right.
Here at Sex Down South. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about the nighttime stuff because I think one, I think it's important. Also, just as an in-person conference, I've never been to an in-person conference that lets loose the way you all let loose in like this really beautiful container. Like it's not like some free-for-all, you know, danger, Will Robinson. It's like there's a lot of heart and love and community and support and caregiving that you pour into and weave into, and for the people that come to support and volunteers. And I can't even imagine what is involved in just and pulling this together for virtual, right? Like doing this during the pandemic. Doing it virtually without a pandemic would be hard enough, but then we're all, you know, struggling and navigating the ways that we are. So I just want to I really do want to acknowledge you for not giving up on such a wonderful event, and you and Tia and everyone else on your team, like pulling this together so that, you know, because I have friends and fans and stuff in Europe that I'm going to be like adjust your sleep schedule. This is important. And you're going to want to just check this out. And so like, I'm really inspired to like tell people about this and be like, I think this is deeper than you might think when you look at it. And I think it's important to talk about like work hard, play hard, like come and meet these wonderful people at night and come to the big POW. And I can't wait for Nikki's energy orgy. Like this is so much, like I'm feeling excited and inspired in just by being able to attend when like things are weird now, like 6 months in.
Yeah, I agree. Like when the pandemic first started, we were a little scared, and I was very adamant. Poor Tia. I was very adamant, and I was very stern, and like, no, we need Sex Down South. Like there is no canceling. There is no, like, I was really like, I don't care what it takes. We are having this conference. If it can't be in person, we are having it online. We have to celebrate. You know, I think, you know, with all the different circumstances that are going on in the world right now, for me, Black joy needs to be a priority. And I can't even imagine not having this space to go to celebrate. And so it's super, super important to me, not only, you know, because we can't gather in person or whatever the case may be, but because we need this. Just, you know, with all the shitty things happening in the world, with the pandemic, with, you know, police violence, with, you know, all of these things that are really affecting our mental health, our physical health. And so I think this would help, you know, just to gather and see people and really, you know, really feel joy with our family, because that's how we feel about Sex Down South. This is our family. You know, every time we get together, it is like a family reunion. And so it's really important to celebrate with your family, and I would not have it like any other way. So yeah.
No, it's like I'm
getting
getting all.
Too. I'm like, all right, are we done with this live now?
Yeah. Um, no, I mean, Marla, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
like that's the thing. And so also for folks watching, like if you have friends who are struggling right now and they're sex positive or they're starting to dip their toes into this world, um, please tell them about sex down stuff. Like, oh my God. Just all right, let's stop. No, no white male tears right now. These are the wrong kind. Um, just tell your friends, please, because this might be the kind of event that has somebody find something that they really need right now.
That's right.
And so, all right, Marla.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. And, I really appreciate you, coming out and making the time to like, you know, volunteer, last year and this year. And you really have been supportive and instrumental in my growth and learning. So I, appreciate you a ton. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're like this Marla person, how do I get more? You'll be presenting at this weekend's speaker kit. I'll throw that information in the comments. But where can people go find you other than just Sex Down South?
Yeah, you can find me at velvetlipssexed.com, or you can go to my website, Marla Stewart or MarlaReneeStewart.com. You can find me on social media, the number 1 Marla Stewart, or you can go to Velvet Lips Sex Ed, that's sex without the E. And you can find me on all those different things. And I think that might be it. And yeah, and the speakers kit this weekend, I'm excited. So I thought I was going to be in Atlanta this weekend, but I'm not. So I'm going to be there the whole entire time. So I'm excited for that, and presenting about how to make a kick-ass submission. So that's exciting. Yeah. Getting ready for that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes, folks, the links will be in the comments. Go find Marla, and Marla always. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.